Talk about crawling. At what point do most babies crawl?
So crawling is one of those milestones that as parents, I think we expect from infants because we see that as a normal progression of motor development. But really when it comes to, well-studied motor development in infants, it's not a hard and fast motor milestone.
That's important for parents to understand.
Absolutely. So if I see a baby at 9-month well child check that's not crawling, I tell them it's okay, don't worry. A lot of infants can go from sitting to standing without ever crawling in the between.
So if they skip it, they're not going to have problems down the road. There's all those myths out there about that, right?
Exactly.
They'll be fine.
They'll be great.
So walking, at what point are most babies walking?
Average would be 12 months. Certainly, we're seeing, a little variability. An infant sometimes can walk as early as 10 months, sometimes as late as 15 to 18 months. Certainly, if they're not walking by 18 months of age, as a pediatrician, I'm getting much more interested in their development and trying to make sure that we're monitoring that carefully. And if they're not walking by 18 months, a lot of times we're making additional referrals out to see a physical therapist or maybe a developmental specialist, depending on where that infant's other areas of development are coming as well.
So how many times does a parent bring their child to the pediatrician during the first year?
That's a great question. So generally we start with a 2 to 3 day visit after birth. We do a 2-week well child check. 6 weeks later we do a 2-month, then a 4-month, 6-month. Then we spread out to about every 3 months, and then we do a 9-month and then a 12-month after that. So really you have a good number of visits during that first year of life. It's probably one of the most intense interactions that you'll have with your pediatrician while we're watching for those really critical pieces of development over that first year of life. And generally speaking, we'd really recommend that you keep each one of those visits because in addition to monitoring for development as well as sort of safe family habits, we're also recommending sort of anticipatory guidance, things to expect, how to prepare you for the next well visit, what you should be looking for. We're also talking to families about vaccines, which can be a really important part of well care and preventative health for an infant. So these scheduled visits are scheduled so that we can keep you on track with your vaccinations, actually, to make sure that infants are up to date and healthy.
So many important things happening at these appointments. Thank you so much for taking the time to educate us on this today. And
You're welcome.
She's shared a wealth of knowledge with us. She's been a pediatrician for 11 years. We really appreciate you taking time with us today. Thank you so much.
You bet. Thanks for having me.